someone didn't give me money, I just want to go to the same He's like, no, you did it. And I was like, yeah, I did. And he's looking at the vestible. And yeah, it's quite nice outside now. This morning was nice and cool. And yesterday I was telling him, don't go outside, it's too hot. So I was saying, no, like, yeah, now it's nice and fresh. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to go buy myself some shoes now. Now I can do that.
And kids with that.
Because I didn't want to just bring him these, you know? And then it's like not even the ones he likes.
No,
So I gave him a whole packet.
But now you gave him a whole packet, you actually won't feel so bad for it to get next time.
Yeah, probably.
I'm saying you
Yeah.
won't feel so bad for it next time. Okay.
Plus, last time when I gave him back the money, it was a bit awkward because he was a bit tipsy and that.
Yeah. I
So
know.
it didn't really clock. But now it's 1 in the morning, now it clocked. Like, oh, thank you. You know, these old people, you don't know how much they remember.
Yeah, I know.
I've really learned that when I worked at that place. Like, that's why sometimes I can forgive my mom when she gets forgetful, but I can't forgive her for the mean things she says. But being forgetful, I can kind of forgive her, like I asked the kid, oh, like you asked me the same question 5 times already.
Okay, here's where we're at. Okay. Uh, we were talking about uh, God and the Creator, right? God's, God's, God, God and the Creator. Why we say God and the Creator? Okay, because there are those who say God is the Creator or the Creator God, right? And there are those foolish enough also to imagine this God sitting on a throne like a king, because that is the best thing they could imagine. It's the most powerful thing they seeing down here was a king sitting on a throne, ruling like a man does. So they work in reverse when they engineer their gods to be the creator. Yes, you see, they get a lot of things right, but they get the fundamental thing wrong. That's the thing. That's the kicker. When you get the fundamental wrong, when you get the axiom wrong, then your whole premise is wrong. You see, your whole footing is wrong. Your whole trajectory is wrong. You understand? Right. So you cannot misunderstand the fundamental of which every religion pretty much today is degenerated, and very few people walk around knowing the difference between the gods and the creator. Mm. Now, gods are spirits of dead people, either from this planet or another planetary board. Okay. Now, just because I say this planet or another planetary board does not mean that I'm a globalist. Okay. That I believe in the globe and the solar system. No, no. Just because I say there are other worlds, okay, or other planetary bodies. Yeah, that's the word I use. There are other planetary bodies, right? It doesn't make it a globe. So you have got people in the physical, right? And then you've got people predominantly in the spiritual dimension. Now, in the spiritual dimension, this is where 99.99% of the traffic you see and perceive here is actually spiritual. 99.9. You see, Those ones who come here in heavy metals, uh, they are not advanced. You see, they are not advanced because once you need craft, and you do need craft, but it depends which craft you are using. That's why we say which craft did they come in. It's very important to know which craft, which craft, and it is which craft as well is which craft are you practicing, so that you are able to tell through your witchcraft, right? That witchcraft is being used. Is it a physical type of craft or is it a spiritual type of craft that is being used? So one should be able to know witchcraft. Okay. Yeah. Now African sciences will teach you about witchcraft. Yes. Mhm. So once you identify and are capable of identifying, and these are big ways in science, find and dent, almost meaning the same thing because you cannot find, you know, you cannot dent actually without fire. You see, in terms of, well, to make a dent in this world, so to speak, right? If you want to make a dent in this world, so you know, fire, right? So that's what they say, but they use it wrong. Say identify yourself. That's not how it's supposed to be used, right? That's why they have to go to the dictionary to give you a meaning rather than it having its own meaning through its construction. No, that's not how we work with English. They work into reverse, all reversing. Gods are spirits of dead people. The creator was never alive to be dead. You understand? Right? That's you gaining understanding. Is to say why is God not a spirit? Everything that you see is of his body, and everything that you don't see is of his spirit. So you are like the creator in the sense that you have the physical part of you, then there is the spiritual side of you. But unlike the create or like the create, you see, the the physical part of him fades away, you see. But the spiritual side of him is eternal. It doesn't go out anyway, right? So because we are made out of his spirit and also his body, our bodies will decay faster and go into spirit before he loses his body and becomes just absolute spirit. You see. Because if everything physical fades, that is his body, so shall it fade, because that's his body. But he is spirit true in nature, and the spiritual side of him is eternity, so that will not fade. You see. So that is the part of you that will not fade. So once you know this to be true, you are no longer concerned about your immortality because it's guaranteed, secure. What you should be concerned with now is location, location, location. Where are you going? That's three things. Location, location, location. And they say it three times. Like, I don't know why, but they say it three times. Why? Hollywood, something like that. Maybe the holy, you know, Hollywood, location, location, location. Anyway, yeah, it's first resurrection, second resurrection, and third resurrection. That's location, location, location. Where do you want to find yourself? You see, immortality is already guaranteed. Where you're going to spend immortality is up to you. Well, this is the thing. Like I said, the physical aspect is going to fade. So earth is going to fade away. And the heavens too. You see. Because the heavens are tied in with the physical. So as the physical fades, you see, the heavens are going to fade away too. That's it. So we are to graduate of this place, sooner or later. Right now, we're about halfway through the cycle of everything. Everything. We are right. We just say we're just about halfway through. Right? If we're looking at it from like 100 years, we've done 50, 53, 54. We're around there. We're past the 50 mark, definitely. Definitely. Okay, if we hit the 68, no, 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 not yet. But 51, 52, 53, somewhere there. Yeah. 51, 52, 53, somewhere. So maybe around 52. Right. So how much time is passed for? Okay. About 72,000 years. Okay. Hmm. About 72,000 years.
I'm going,
Okay, sweetheart.
you know, focus my phone.
You didn't give me anything, did you? You said you didn't give me some money.
Maybe I didn't.
Yeah, so you're going to go with us to pick me up. Hmm? Or you're saving it for yourself later. Wisdom from the Bible. There is no wisdom from the Bible. If there was wisdom from the Bible, these white people would have found wisdom and made use of it. Uh, or perhaps they found it, but still they did not make any use of it.
I don't know what happened to the freezer. It looked like a snowstorm was it then?
Yeah, I know.
Did you change the temperature?
No, I didn't change the temperature. It's just that when I've been warming it up, taking some ice and whatnot, whatnot, I have got an effect. My aura changes things. You know,
Yeah, you know,
yeah.
come back looking like an invalid.
It says the fridge looks like there was a snowstorm. The what? The snowstorm in there, right? In the deep sea. So I've been used to it. I'm like, no, you see. I overdo it. And was I know that you see that deep connection with the creator. I was explaining some stuff. Let me continue trying to explain some stuff. So location, location, location. You're going to end up with the Lord, Lord God, God. Right. Now I said what? Age wise about 72,000 years passed. Right. Um the first continent, well, it was sunk. People call it the flood, but that happened around 20, about 28,000 years ago. That's when it happened. About 28,000 years ago. That's when Pan was sunk. All right, sweeties. Pan was sunk for the kind of shit you do here in Bible. It's true. Right. Yeah. So the sinking of Pan, it did happen. You see. And Pan was the biggest continent. So now when you go to the Ring of Fire, you see, you can see there, like there's a continent that was squashed in it, right? Because it was sunk, you see, it was sunk. So you would volcanoes all around there. Like when if you understand, like if you ever stepped in mud, like like all the pressure comes from the side, like you see. That's what happened to Pan as it was sunk. And there was, well, you can see the ring of fire. People play it and then you take what? No, 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 no. It was sunk by the gods. Yeah, and the creator sanctioned it too. You're like, yeah, sink it, sink it, sink it. There, there shall never be, and has never been, such a mass culling of humanity. The, the gods wept. You understand? The gods wept. All of that. The gods wept. Right? They cried. When you hear that Jesus wept, no, the gods wept. They cried. The gods. They never seen such. You understand? But when the creator them came out and said, he is not fucking around. Like, I am not afraid of pruning. Pruning as the word. Isn't it funny that I was watching Loki the other day, and people were getting pruned, right? You know, pruned, and you didn't really die, but you pruned and you are in the next dimension, so to speak. Because it was all time sensitive, kind of like you can forget dying. Those things didn't kill you. No, you see, the creator dude, like you're sarcastic, but in a manner that you knew none of you died. But really, right? Because he's the master of his dimension, his dimension, his paradigm, right? And you all exist in it. And he is aware of it. He's conscious of it. Right? He is the conscious dreamer. He is the one with full awareness. Right? And that only comes from the time when, well, I'm talking physical. So you find that these gods they play truant. Okay, some of these gods in the beginning they were sanctioned by the creator to have a system and an order. The first heavenly council as it was formed, it was under the creator's guidance that these things were done. They were not done willy-nilly, right? But those who were supposed to change, pass over the baton of power or the scepter of power, that is one way gods felt. Unwillingness to change, you see. Because they're already in spirit, they're dead. and they are, you know, they are deep within their rituals and ceremonies and rites and customs. You see, they are really deep into that stuff, and you can kind of see it here with those masons and priests, high priests, their meticulousness, these rituals, symbolism. It's well, is above so below. Now in the heavens, that's where it came from. You know, the system and the protocol. So if there was ever to be an image of a king who is a god, like Osiris was a king, the god who sat on a throne, there's no question Osiris is one of the first to be portrayed as a man sitting on a throne in heaven. And that's how he put himself across Osiris. I'm a god, yes, but a god who sits on a throne in heaven, right? In all my glory, you see. So Egypt was to be as glorious as the kingdom of Osiris, because these were temples to worship Osiris that were being built. And Osiris is real. He is a real God. He is a real God. I just did two flights. Fuck. Can you imagine? He is a true entity, Osiris. Like he is an entity. Like he is a true entity. Like he's got his own kingdom. Fucking hell, yeah. Like, like he's got he's got angels like Egypt under him. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Damn right. You're right. He is powerful, very powerful. One of the most powerful gods out there. In the realm. No joke here. Right. But uh the one you know is Gabriel. Also, the one you know is Thoth. The one you know is Hermes Trismegistus. These are one and the same. Gabriel, the angel Gabriel. He is risen to power that equals Osiris now. He is risen to power that equals Osiris now. He used to work, he was part of, well, he was part of the second Trinity, because the first Trinity belonged to Osiris. Gabriel at that time, he was nothing more than, yes, a scribe, messenger to the gods. His title was that, messenger to the gods. And he was swift and straight to the point and about his business. And he knew how to find the necessary people to inspire this world. He's flawless when it comes to that. He knows who to pick. Like they can count on him. Like when he sits down and he picks out one of the mortals to inspire them. Yes, he truly inspires, and he because it's not just okay, you are inspired by the gods without some quality or some caliber in you. There's, there has to be a gift. At least one of these two. You must be able to at least hear the gods when they speak, or at least see the gods when they appear. In some when they incarnate, not reincarnate, when they incarnate, when they manifest themselves in a way that other people around you cannot see. You can see and hear, right? You see what I'm saying? So not everybody's got that gift of sight and hearing. Some people have both. So these people are the people who inspire us. And these are inspired people too. They hear the words, they hear the voice of the gods. Now, if you knew that Your gods are nothing more than dead ancestors. And if you knew through, well, for me, it's easy, you see, because we still do these things where I come from, where you can invite the spirit of one of your loved ones back into the family, channel spirits, right? So, from time where you're a child, it scares you a little bit. From time when you grow up to understand, it comforts you, you see. The very same thing that would scare you as a child, now you find comfort as an adult, you see. So, the gods, from time to time, yes, have the right to decree, to bring about learning, you see, right? But the honor and the glory should always go to the Creator, you see. It's not a good thing to say that, well, while they are in mortal form, they need not know of the highest order. They only need know what they need know to get to the next level. We will take it from here. So you've got that school of thought. Then you've got those who say, no, 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 no. Look, it will just mean a lot of work for us. Okay. The goal has always been self uh, improvement. So we think that the better you start, the earlier you start in the flesh, preparing for what is to come in spirit, you see, it's just then a continuation, and you plug in automatically where you fit in as you write. You see, it's a damn near automated system. Oh, it, because it reads everything. It's got all information. The information you don't even consider that is going to be like they might consider this. No, it's already considered. You're dealing with the creator. There is no event outside the creator's will. You see. So there is no they're going to forget this part about me. No, 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 no. Or there's this side to me that no, no, there's no side to you. Trust me. Right? There is no imaginations, there's no thoughts you've ever thought like no, I think this is no, trust you me. Okay. There is okay. You're going to understand as you go. Now, like I said, there are even those with that mentality of saying, well, we don't even need to tell these people about you know, primary school because they're kindergarten. So they don't even need to know about primary school history. So that's an approach some of these courts take. And then they go to war sometimes over these ideas and philosophies as the new try to replace the old systems, you see. As the righteous also try to shine, amongst all this mess. Look, we are, we are children of the Most High, all of us, yes. But we are not allowed to engage in violence, right? First and foremost, on earth, we're not allowed to kill anyone on earth, right? We're not allowed to kill people on earth because they they kind of get away with killing people because you don't die, kind of thing. You get me? But the creator still gets upset and they do get punished for it up to a certain point. You get me? But the person who actually does most of the punishing is you. When you are upset about what they did, enough to go and get retribution, you do so. Right? Just want to make you suffer in this afterlife, because you made me suffer in real life. And you find that someone like that is got three, four people who want to make him suffer too. So they got places they'll make for you, especially for you, to make you suffer. So there is no hell besides the hells that have been created by people in order to make other people suffer. Yes, yes. So there are actually people in business. Like, no, we do this. Bring us your people who torture them. We will make them suffer. It's a business. They don't have, it's a free business. They enjoy it. There you don't get paid for shit. Do what? Not really. Everything is spiritual. It's available spiritual. Once you get to know the truth, you see. But in your heavens, where you go, you're going to be lied to a lot. You see. You might actually end up being employed. Okay? You never, you never, you never. Yes. Because it seems to me this agenda, like it's a good thing that we're going on. Just take them as they are. Don't even change them. Even stupefy them. So you those like no enlighten the children of the Most High. So those who want to keep you in the dark. Right. Now, what happens is it is not because they really want to fuck shit up, but when they're at war, they're not building, are they? They are heaven to ours, for us, or building us up spiritual. Yeah. They don't have time to inspire us down here. No. You see. When down here, when shit is immense and people are just killing each other, they don't need to interfere because why? Because we are filling up their heavens. That's what they want, isn't it? So as long as these people are still in the name of Allah and then 10 more people, they're getting souls like every day. So they can't complain this cause. That's the end game. Right? So they can't be like, to peace, peace. Oh, they don't want peace. They tell you peace, but they tell you to go to war for it. So it's like a catch 22. Yeah, like I said, they're not bothered because they know where you're going to end up. You see. Right. So that's it. So when you worship gods, it's like the kings. They take you to war. Gods and their kings go hand in hand. Because if you don't have a good king here, like it was in the back in the day, because if you control the territory, you control the territory, you know. But even within territories per se, what really is counted is the individual choice. So that's why they try this mass conscription by your choices to say choose Jesus, choose Christ, choose Muhammad. You see, but human beings don't have time for that force patience. They end up enforcing it without understanding that enforced religion is nullified, even if that person believes in it, because it was enforced upon them initially. They are exempt from what the believers are going to go through. You see. They're exempt from those who will say, no, I've had the chance to walk away from this shit, but no, I like this shit. In fact, I'm going to be born again in this shit. I'm going to get baptized in this shit until I stink of this shit. You see. So there's no excuse for those kind of people. You're going to have to go where your Jesus Christ is. Mhm. You don't have to go to his heaven. So if you like Jesus, you can go to his heaven, no problem. Mm. Mm. Just know it's not the highest heaven. Okay. Mm. It's not the highest heaven. You see, Jesus is Lord. Yeah. He's not a God. He's Lord. So when they say he's Lord God, I can dig it, but he's not a God. So the highest ranking he might be is Lord God. Because the lowest rank is Lord. Then you go up to Lord God. But then they say, okay, he's God. Wow, he can be a God. That's the highest level in terms of when you're immortal. The spirit of a dead person, you see. That's a God. It's the spirit of a dead person. The creator was never alive. Do you understand? The creator. The creator was never alive for him to die. Heaven was made for you go when you die. You see. Not the creator. You see. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, you see. That's why there is no burial site for the creator, for God. Say he was buried there. But the creator, like, okay, we want to look at the creator. Yes, like, okay, the creator is the creator of many worlds. You understand? When you truly understand our creation is a beginning, our beginning is not the beginning of all creation. You understand? Right? Now, science will tell you that. Okay. Christians will tell you otherwise. But I'm not a Christian. Yes. And Muslims have a similar view, similar, not the same. And even Jews have a similar view, but not the same. But other cultures have similar views, some even different, but similar views. Yes. There's some ice with us. Imagine me talking about ice, and you get your
Yeah, minus 200 degrees, minus 198 degrees.
minus
Fuck my
198.
head, man. It's still hurting.
They give you painkiller.
No, just went shh for 26 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it fucking hurts. But he did two. I don't know why he did this one as well.
Uh,
He did two. He did this one and he did this one. He said this one is a burn, like from the sun. But it's only this one I wanted.
yes.
So he's like, it's gonna be like a burn. You get like how you get a bubble when you burn yourself on the grill. Did this one too.
Okay. Now, thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Wash your hands. Thank you.
I'm
And
not
then
gonna wash my hands now.
please bring me the ice.
Oh, yes, I'm not cooking today, guys.
State your case, woman.
I'm not cooking. There's bread. There's. How do you do the dishes?
Yeah, that's fine. Then.
No, they don't. I'll just do it. If you want to just do it, I'll just do it. That.
Mhm. Okay.
Oh, my face is burning.
Okay. So, in order, yeah. Sir, I'm on a roll. Yeah, I'm really on a roll. Just give me a few minutes. You give yourself a few minutes to, yeah, benefit the both of us. Why would women become so melodramatic? No, no, it's not cute. No. Well, spirits are all around us. Uh, spirits are all around. Now, as above, so below. You can usually tell by their gods. Colonization,
Isn't it funny how the feeling of ice and fire is almost the same?
yeah, yeah. You actually find that they are the same thermometer. You dig?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are just variants of each other. Fire is ice. Ice is fire, right? Because there is no. I say, well, you say it's too cold. Then I'm like, it's just warm enough for me. Then you say, no, it's too hot. Then I say, no, it's just warm enough.
Like when you see, this is the interesting question. See, when you got the frostbite on your hands, did it not feel like your hands were on fire? Wasn't it the same feeling like as if you had burned your hands on stove?
It's the same feeling. Well, you even get the same effect.
Yeah, with the blisters and the liquid inside and the swelling.
I didn't get all that. I just lost skin. Like if I had been scorched. Yeah. I lost skin, a couple of nails. I got frostbitten in it. Lost skin, couple of nails.
Yeah.
But it all grew back. Within 3 months, I healed fast.
That's terrible. Your hand was almost double set.
I know it was swollen. It just shows you everything's working.
Yeah, that's a nice feeling. I get that too. Like when I burn myself and then it heals nicely, like after 3 days, it makes me feel like, okay, well, my body is still doing its thing, like it's not totally wrecked, you know? It's nice to see when your body can heal itself.
Good. <clears throat> Anyway, here we go. You're going to follow me in my train of thought. I'm not coming down to yours. So, so you find that those with the ability, you know, right? So when you know what these gods are about and the kind of tricks they can take up, the levels of deception, the games they play upon generations, you see, because in their minds, uh, we are never going to be able to catch up to their plots or ploys because we don't live long enough to catch on. It's like when you plan for a flight, it only lives about 7 days. There's so much you can come up with for you, and there's so much you can come up with for it. So you look at it from that point of view where there are some things that we, let's say we live to 100 years. There are some things that only live up to maybe 5 years, let's say, maximum. So different way of thinking. Total. Now, if you are an immortal, you're already Godwood. You plan for eons. You project for eons. You don't think about 100 years from now. That's nothing. You don't think about 1,000 years from now. That's it. You're thinking 10,000 years from now. How are things going? Because you're going to be around. Three things. Look, please stop it. Take a pill. Right.
I'm just leave it alone.
Yeah, you can't do that
I'm
because
just
I
leaving it alone.
hate moaning. I hate to go to smoke. Even Anna doesn't do that. Because you're whimpering. What for?
If you're becoming a heartless man, we just
No,
dirty. No,
no.
I'm not even saying anything. Let me just leave you alone. I can
Fine,
always
you
do.
can do that.
But you're getting really mean with your comments these days, man.
Mm-mm. I'm in a live video, yeah. And
Yeah.
yes, my woman, she just, what's wrong? You went to the doctor, you got a thing done. That's it. Okay, take a pill for it if it's going to be that much of a problem. But you know what? Don't drink and take a pill. Okay? If you're going to drink, drink. If you're going to take a pill, take a pill. Right? You want some attention from me? Say so. Stop whimpering and be dramatic. I hate melodrama.
Wasn't there for your attention. Thank you very much. I'm not going
Okay.
Another day. Maybe stop being so mean to me. No.
I should check myself. And I'm supposed to listen to that. Yeah. Oof, yeah. No, it's not even like it's just What's that for? Keep it to yourself. Negative energy. You get outcasted for a reason, you know. You are the one who needs to check yourself. Because what comes out of your mouth, you don't check. You see, there is a direct connection between your mouth and your brain. It shouldn't be like that. Your mouth and your brain should not even be associated. Okay? Like, people think because the mouth is here, you are just supposed to let it loose. No. Sit on it sometime. Let it go down your spine. Okay? Let it go down your spine. Really let it go down your spine. When it goes down your spine, sit on it. That I did for a bit. Let it sit there. And then let it rise through the stages until it gets to your mouth. Use all the chakras. Now, white people, they don't use all the chakras. No. They just, from the head straight to the mouth, animalistic. Yes. Mm. Use the chakras. Yes. Use the nervous system. Yes. They want a shortcut. That's instinctive, animalistic behavior. Don't do that. Those of their masters, their gurus, fine, they do that. Let it go even down to your feet. You know, you let it move you. You walk around, or you're pondering, thinking. You sit, you sit on it again. You sit. Then if you even jot it down, you think about it. Then rearrange, rearrange, and then you come up with someone and then you say, it's, before you potentially say something stupid. Now, intelligence that allows us to have safeguard some people like me is high fidelity. High fidelity. I resonate with reality. I am reality. I am reality. You see, if I am to fade away because I'm the truth, it is nothing that's going to remain. You see, the bullshit can only exist. Lies can only exist amongst in the framework of truth. If something is to be in the framework of lies, it cannot sustain itself. It cannot even begin to exist. You see, it must be water for it to be poisoned. You understand? Hmm. Must be a good thing for it to be poisoned. That's what I'm telling you. So you don't just say it's poison. No, it's not poison. It was a good thing. It's always a good thing. You see, that you poison. Right? Hmm. One means meat, another means poison. What? You think we even breathe the same air? What's the ratio of oxygen? Eh, well, think about it. Gas rakawanda ndiri pano pasi. It's not oxygen. It's not even carbon dioxide. Zvinomboita muchigugula. Yeah. Can't just give you everything. Oxygen, I think we have one number. Ningiri about terms of percentage. Uh, roughly, I think oxygen is my 30%. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But it's not the majority. That I'm sure. Because you would be thinking if you simply breathe oxygen, most of us, that it would be in higher quantities. No. And then since we breathe out carbon dioxide, that would be kind of on a balance. Yeah, they are kind of on an even keel. But I think so. Maybe roughly around 13%. I'm not sure. I didn't want to go down there, but thinking now, yeah, maybe also is roughly around 13%. Not so much. Because it's not about how much carbon dioxide it has. It's about how much oxygen in the atmosphere. Okay. They've got you concerned about carbon emission, yet you should be talking about oxygen level. Yes. High carbon emission, trees need carbon dioxide. The more carbon dioxide there is in the atmosphere, the more trees can convert it into oxygen. But since they're in the business of chopping down forest, they know there's nothing there to convert all that excess carbon dioxide. In our businesses, you know, tearing down forests to raise cattle, tearing down forests for biodiversity fuels that are going to aid that carbon dioxide. Nowadays, I think the best present you can ever buy a woman who is pregnant, who can get oxygen, can drag it there. And I remember my girl for your babe, our name is oxygen. How cool. Right. Anyway, so size is oxygen. Size is oxygen. Oh, eh, me, look, I know the creator is there. I know gods are there as well. And I know the gods are the ones who are trying to fuck my shit up for me. Especially when it comes to my relationship with the creator. That's what they've been trying to do all along. Uh, the problem is we inspire each other more than we are inspired by the gods. And it takes a lot for us to be inspired by the gods. It doesn't take much for us to inspire each other into righteousness. So we are like lemmings. We are like we our nature, our nature. What makes us weak is the very thing that makes us also strong, unique in nature. So they use our very weakness against us, which is our strength also. Right? We believe. Okay, we believe. We believe in. We believe. We have faith. We believe in things we don't even know. You see. So even Jesus Christ said to his disciples, "You have seen me. That's good, yes. But those who believe without even seeing me, greater and much greater are their blessings than you who are with me and have seen me." You see. So you understand, even Christ had to concede. Christ, Christ akauya kuzosimbisa immortality. He came to get ahead of the game. Akauya kuzosimbisa immortality. And akauya kuzosimbisa sense that no, my father's kingdom. My father's kingdom. You see. Achiuya kuzo. There are many kingdoms. Achiuya kuzo expose. See, no, guys, there is system and order. There's not just one God. You said that in my father's kingdom, oh, there are many houses. Right. Ichokwadi icho. But his father is God. But God is the spirit of a dead person. This same God revealed himself to Cyrus, King Cyrus. Do you know who King Cyrus worshipped at this time? Ahura Mazda. Okay. And what came of Ahura Mazda? Well, there is a religion called Zoroastrianism, started by Zarathustra, and it is the oldest, the longest running, practiced religion on earth today, coming from Syria, Assyria, Qumran, Iran, Ugarit, Canaan, Babylon, Egypt, Phoenicia, first century, second century BC type shit. Second century, contemporaneous with Abraham type shit. Mhm. Ahura Mazda, Zarathustra. You see, when they speak of Zarathustra, Zarathustra was born to a virgin. And Zarathustra was born to God. God was the one who suppressed Zarathustra's spirit because Zarathustra was born to be able to do that without it driving him mad. Was when when you can go and watch like movies like Thor. There's a similar funny thing that flashed in my mind. Like there's this professor at Stonehenge and he's running around naked at Stonehenge. And he comes out in the news. He's talking about I don't know what he's talking about. But you understand that this is the dark world, I think. Thor 2, the dark world. This is Marvel Universe. The first one being Thor. The same professor is the one who he goes to his books because Thor is speaking funny, he's talking funny. But the hammer was there, Mjolnir. And the one who saw the hammer was the girl, right? So, you know. But before they went, the professor was the one who was like, Thor. He said his name is Thor. Then he says, he's talking about the hammer Mjolnir. Well, you see, science, technology. But the girls he was working with, see, this professor told him, look, if if spiritually advanced beings were to manifest themselves, uh, because they've got the ability to um, manipulate time and space, or just that their technology, right? Or perhaps it's not even technology, because whatever you want to call it, technology, divine technology, technology that comes from the source, you see, not technology that is anti-source, corrupt technology, technology that tries to rise up to destroy life, right, or threaten life, right, but cannot actually. You see, now anyway, this same professor became a believer after Thor died. After Thor died, he became a believer because he saw Thor's hammer coming and he moved his daughter, even though that is student daughter. Yeah, so got it out of the way. Thor's hammer came, woke him up. The god of thunder was there. Mhm. Now Thor had been banished by his father for reasons. You can go and watch yourself that movie. But the professor, in the second part of the movie, he is running around mad, talking about gods, right? They're coming, they're linemen. He's a professor. Now he's become the nutty professor. And they lock him up in a nut house with all these pills, right? He's, and he's a professor. So the professor said a profound statement to me, and one I could resonate with. Why? When he said, because he was talking about the New York incident when Loki possessed his mind. You see.
So that's my higher color, basically.
Yeah, just sit down. I think you're clear. So I told you just take a minute to yourself, all right? Breathe, relax,
Yeah,
come here, take it easy.
it's turning me, it's moving my kids. But fine, no one heard about it.
Yeah, just sit down, calm
Yeah, give us
yourself,
another.
all right? You're gonna swell up a little bit. Let me look at you.
Yeah, it's getting bigger.
Yeah, you're going through worse before you get there.
You said tomorrow I'm gonna wake up looking like crap.
Yeah, I know you are. So take it easy, okay? The whole point about being impatient is being patient.
Yes, but then you don't need the nurse telling you to,
Uh-uh.
shut up and
Yeah, take it
deal
easy.
with it.
There's nothing worse than impatient who's impatient.
Right?
I said there's nothing worse than a patient who is impatient. Okay? The word
Patients are usually impatient because they're in pain.
no. So be patient.
Okay.
Mm.
Like I said, you keep me on my toes.
Don't be on your toes. Sit down. Okay. Where will mm. Okay. I was with the professor as to the statement when he got out of the loop fruit house, the loony bin, so to speak, he did take some medication, but he quickly threw it all away when he saw an anomaly and he realized that he was not the only one who had seen this anomaly with the birds. You need to go and watch it. But it won't mean anything to you, of course. You need to watch it. Of course. I'm warned, right? It's just innate. I'm on no. So anyway, Munagata Sazora, being able to channel two identities at the same time, knowing when God is speaking through you and when He is speaking, you understand? Right. So Zarathustra brought down uh, the Assyrian Empire, his name, through the worship of Ahura Mazda. Now, Ahura Mazda is God of Zoroaster, but they worship Mars, the creator of Mars. They brought down the Omazian law, which is the creator. It wasn't Ahura Mazda's law. Today, you find the word Mazda a lot. Even the car is called Mazda. But, well, the guy who named the car Mazda named it after a deity that they know in China was a few people worship Ahura Mazda today. They still do, right? But they are Zoroastrianism, and they now worship Zoroaster instead of Ahura Mazda. You see, but Ahura Mazda is God. He also told you not to worship me. You should worship Mars, the creator. This is Mars and look. You see. So even though it is the longest running religion, also is been corrupted. How do I know these things? Well, like I said, all these gods you worship, if I know these things about them, I know these things about them, and then they know that I'm tied to the Creator. You see, I hear the Creator's voice. They don't. Because they have got the ability, these gods, they've got the powers to do so. They wish to do so, right? To know what I know, right? Because I have got guardian angels around me. The guardian angels that are around me um, are of the highest uh, grade you could ever want. Mm. You see, now even they being of the highest grade, you see, uh, well, it was always said, we under potential, you see, all he needs to do this one is to apply himself, you see. That's what I was always told about him. He's got a lot of potential this one, but he doesn't apply himself this one. He never takes anything serious this one. I've always been told that. Left, right, and center. Stupid, I was never told that in my life. Yes. You are slow, you are dumb. No, quite the opposite. I skipped some grades coming up. I've won a few accolades coming up. There are certain distinctions that were allocated to me coming up in terms of my environment. They knew this position, which is his, right? He has no equal in this year department, in this year field. He excels, right? And when you need to get it cracking, surely just bring him on board and we can get it cracking, right? So it is by their standards they use these things. You see. They were trained to be that way. Now, I was born to do this. It's a big difference. Mm. I was made, you see. Now, when you are dealing with man's intentions as opposed to the will of the Creator, uh, I'm sorry. Yours is a non-event. It didn't even happen. You understand? Right? It can be undone. You understand? It can be undone. Not because it was a mistake. No, no, no. One can absolutely justify for it to be undone. Yes. Because you are reasoning. You are reasoning. When you understand that you're dealing with a living creator, okay, I know it's like I'm going back on my word saying the creator was never alive in the first place. It's true. Because, well, let me tell you how the creator created himself. This should show you that I know stuff you don't. Hmm. Here's to show you that I actually really created. Because everything I've been telling you so far, you can only believe in the creator. Nowhere else. These gods you lie to, they're always. That's why I can tell you the difference between gods. So, no, let me walk with you. Because I'm inquisitive. So the creator did not actually tell me how he created himself. He actually just showed. Right. Now the best thing I can describe uh, is like a whirlwind. A whirlwind. A whirlwind. You know, that little whirlwind. Yes. The words to me seem like uh, because the point he uses I, right? He doesn't say I first. He said he said the first word, because this is crucial, isn't it? Because we have to come to my interpretation. Okay, me speaking for the creator. How deep is that? Right? So the creator, he said, gathered, gathered, gathered. I myself do. He didn't say me. He didn't say I gathered myself together. No, I promise you, I would have remembered. That's how it would be. No, because before the I was, it had to be gathered. You see. So it's not like I in existence says, and then I gathered. No, no. He said gathered, right? I myself together. Like I'm self-made, and you can see it happening. And there's nothing, there's nothing, and everything starts to come together to create a vortex, something like the center of the galaxy. Looking at a black hole type scenario, it's uh, the center of rotation, gravity, everything coming to a center, building and having mass, heavy at the center, right? But um, you see, now his signature is everywhere because you have to look at that whirlwind, the tornado, the hurricanes. It's him. That's him. That's him. He is neither he nor she, to be honest with you. But he said that nonetheless, I am of two in terms of female and male. I am two. Right? You show you that you're not me. I split you into two. If I made you like me, you'd be able just to create by yourself. But I wanted to show you that you can't do it just yet. Not in your current form, right? When you get off the flesh and when you embrace the spirit, then you can start doing these things. Because most of these things cannot be touched by the flesh, they can be touched by the spirit. Now, when you are in good terms with the spirit, they serve you like men serve you. You see, you can have spirit wait on you. So you find that it's like magic that I'm moving objects around in the room. It's not me, it's the spirits that are doing it. But you need powerful spirits that can actually do that. These lazy, weak spirits who just want to enjoy your shit. No, I don't do that. Fuck off. Because they're lazy spirits. When you light up a good blunt, they just dead in the end. You say, ah, they love good offering. They love good offering. Blood and all that stuff. Yeah. God. You see. Because when you kill something, yeah, you release its spirit. And they fight over its spirit. But those who have elevated, they are vegetarians. After a while, they just drink water, spiritual water. After a while, well, you don't even need to eat. You plug into the source, the creator. It comes with sustain because you don't need anyone else. So when you don't lose your connection to the creator, you're good to go. And the true virtue is um, its rewards in terms when you're dealing with glory. Glory, you are given the sun, the stars, and the moon. Is to say here are three levels of glory that can be attained to, and they are manifested. So glorious is the sun, it will blind you. But trust me, what is in you is much greater. The sun cannot even look upon you. You understand? That is why you are encased. You see, you need to build a fireplace if you're going to contain fire. And now, if you're going to put the spirit of the creator, trust me, it's deep science. You need you. Right? Because I was asked a lot of trick questions by the creator, and I passed all of them. Because he asked me to fetch all the elements, all the elements, including my spirit, my soul, mweya wangu. Because unonzi unotora mvura, you have to know unoitora sei. Ndoigire moto, you have to know unoitora moto sei. And ndoigire ivhu, you have to know ivhu rinoundwa sei. Ndoigire mvura, ndataura mvura here. Mvura, moto, ivhu nemweya. Mweya unongouya uri iwewe, hapana chaunotaura. Unouya uri iwewe sezvauya. Hapana chandose chaunotaura. Unosiya mutumbi padhoyo. Ndoigire mweya. You leave your body. Ouya iwewe. You get it. Zvimwe zvese nouta mucontainer ndokubvira mvura. Ndokubvira moto. Ivhu. Zvese mweya. Ndini. In the fire fruit. Yes. That's why I breathe in oxygen. She breathes out carbon dioxide. Yes. Hydrogen and nitrogen. Yes. No compass can put up food. Yes. So I've demanded consumes. That's got the ability to consume everything on this planet. That is why this planet should be afraid. Because this is a madaka, I don't know. It won't kill me. You know, madaka. It won't kill me. Mvura chaiche ngekazara madhaka. You get to natural. That's it. As soon as you name minerals, you are made out of the earth. What better than eating it? Animals that live longer. One thing what you guys page will live closer it is to the earth. You see. But it's just we are also highly spiritual things. So we know to name chair, there is the fruit of all fruit. Yeah. So that we know you guys think that in there. So to speak. Aiwa. Anapobwera nditambure paro pasi. Anapobwera. MaChristian ndo ane philosophy iyoyo yekuzvimamisa kusana. You sinners, my sinners. It's just gloomy for them. Everything is dark and gloomy for them. They're sinners. So everyone is a sinner. By the time they got onto the light, this stuff would understand. Anyway, not about that. This time about that. Mhm. Here's the beauty of it. You see. This truth is the truth. Yeah, my truth. Mhm. And because I can see this truth, it's enough for the creator. It's enough. You understand? Because gathered I myself today, there was no other. You see. So from time when a mortal like me has gathered himself to get spiritual, to know who his creator is, above all things, to only worship the creator, the creator alone, right? And pay no homage to his gods at all. Give them squat, give them shit, give them zero, zilch, no respect at all. Mhm. Mm-mm. None who came before me besides the creator. I insult all to understand. Me, as I stand, I am an insult to all of them who came before me. Why? Because I worship the creator and the creator alone. Only for that reason. Because I've chosen the most high. I'm also chosen the most high. Quid pro pro. Yes, you see. So he can never, she can never abandon me, create, because 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 then I would know it. You see. I would rather not exist at all, you see, than not to know and not to be what I'm supposed to become. You see. Because the presence of the Creator is ever present. You see. It's always there. And I experience it every day. You see. Now, intelligent and sensitive people like me, the Creator designs even much more elusive games. You see. Now, it's a hide and seek, you see. And I'm like, well, it's unfair on your part because you already created everything, you see. Clues everywhere, you see. So I'll I'll just get a little bit high, a little bit drunk, so I can play the game fairly, you see. Because the rest of the world is already at a disadvantage, right? Because I make true manifestations. No, I'm not the one responsible. My creator is because the system and protocol. So they serve me, these gods, in worship. Mm, mm, right. They serve me this God devotion because I don't give a shit about them at all, at all, at all. Okay, I want nothing to do with them, and they know that. I only work with the most, and they know that, and they know that. The gods know it, the universe knows it, and the Creator. My name, me, my potential is known, has been known. You know, like Neo, the one who is going to see through all the bullshit that has been going on throughout the 10 years. The one who can actually tap into the source. Okay. They call them what? Akashic records. What? They know these things exist. They know they used to have these abilities until they were bloodlust and they lost their identity. They lost the fire in blood. You see. So they needed artificial forms of fire, of passion, stimulation. This is cowardly. That's why they call it Dutch courage. We didn't need any of that. But trust me, they destroyed the native Indian with that. They destroyed the Hopi Indian with that. They destroyed the 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 the, 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 the let's go to it. Uh, uh, Australia with that. Right. Now, you see, me, I'm Zimbabwean, African, Mushona, Masai, Dorot Mobi. This is traditional to us. You see, we know how to communicate with spirits when we get spirits next to us. That's what you pirates you. So it doesn't drive us mad. You understand? You know what is within us. Right? Now, in India, I only seek counsel from the Most High. You understand? Raise our chin. Indeed. That's why I said I'm an embarrassment to them. It's no joke. I am an embarrassment to them. Yes. Raise it. Those who came before me. You see what it means? You're an embarrassment. What in your business? It's this. What in your business? Chase what in your business? Chukunya. Uziwewe wa mira na nechokwadi. Iwo wamira na Musikana. Isusu takanyeperwa nana Mwari. Chingoti ndiwo Musiki. Musikana haana ma-elements. The creator doesn't live in it. The creator creates. Why would the creator create anything alive that he doesn't want alive? You see, was I'm an artist that was given power and control. My daughter was also given power. So anything she doesn't want in that picture, trust me, it won't be there. If she wanted the whole picture gone, the whole picture would not be there. You destroy it, put it away, like it never happened. There are plenty of them. Works, half works, full works, works in the bin, projects, half projects. This one is just full of love. That's one world. Another dimension. So it's full of love. This one. This one is full of chaos. Hmm. I think I well, which one do you want? This one is just love. This one, well, this is her kingdom. She rules this world, the middle kingdom. That's hers. She's the queen. She's the queen. Okay? So you got your choice. If she sits as the queen, do you want this world where you can make your own imagination, what You see what you make of it. You see light, shadow, or you see darkness. Do you see a house? Do you see trees? Do you see nightfall or do you see morning? Do you see life? Do you see doors opening? Do you see windows? I don't know. This is your own imagination. But this is perfectly just pure love. You manifest your own love, so to speak. So, as the creator, why would I have enemies at all? I'm asking you, as the creator of all things, why would I have enemies? If I didn't want it, would it? Okay, yeah, I'm asking. Where are you ladies going?
Abby's like in. Abby's on her way to get Taco from school, so I'm gonna make her money.
Are you alright to go in the sun with that thing?
Uh,
I said, are you okay to go into the sun with that thing? Don't you think you should wear a hat? Wear a hat.
Good, we can wear a hat.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna wear a hat. Don't worry, it's fine.
Cover your face
She's
like.
my friend. She's not gonna say anything.
No, I'm thinking the sun.
Oh, don't worry about it.
I am
She's
worried
like right around
about
the
it.
corner.
Sarah,
Okay.
wear a hat. Please, just put a hat on. It's not a big deal to ask just to put a hat on, is it?
I'll be outside for more than 5 minutes.
5 minutes is too much exposure. Summertime, and you are white. My words are never or empty nor shallow. I choose to be profane. Why? Because I live in the world of mortals, right? But when I'm contented, don't need to communicate with the likes of you. My speech is of higher thought. I don't even use the same language. Words don't even come to mind. Only pictures, fully formed idea, functional. Whether it be the past, future, or present. The Creator says, my son, and I am a son, not a woman. I'm not a daughter of the Creator. I'm a son, and I'm going to be the most powerful God that's ever was. I'm going to be the one who sits next to the Creator, if there's such a thing as sitting next to the Creator. If you get my meaning, because He is the ever present, He is forever everywhere, right? He's even inside of you. So, how then am I going to sitting next to you? It is indeed, yes, what you do. Because the Creator gave everything. He gave everything. He gave it all. You see. So you can never question his integrity. It's there for you to see. His will is there for us to inherit. You see. So it is by our will we get to be inheritors of his will. Yes. But with me, you see, I'm that smart, that clever, that intelligent. I rest my brain and then I put it back into the creator. Because you're not forbidden to do that, to rest your own laurel. Yes, you're supposed to manifest who you are supposed to, but then you're allowed to be a child forever. Yes, forever, yeah, unto the creator. Yes. So, God, I'm not talking about it. God told me that I am his brother, and me and him are brothers. Imagine that. Well, the Creator said, you can ask me anything you want from this physical. Well, I'll give it to you. And you can even ask me anything of this spiritual world, and I will give it to you. Ah, it's like talking to your dad type of thing. You don't pray. When you pray, usually you end up asking for shit with your prayer. But when you are in tune, in harmony with the Creator, it's dialogue. It's dialogue. It's, right. When you learn to tap into that voice inside, and you can listen to that voice inside of you, that comes in so many ways. Sometimes it's your mother speaking, sometimes it's your father, sometimes it's your brother, sometimes it's a friend, sometimes it's even a stranger or even something you saw on a movie screen or even you heard in a song. Right? When it comes to trying to, I don't know, make you hesitate, but it's not to hesitate, but to think about it. I mean, like, take time. Don't, I don't know. Instead of just reacting, just giving in to impulse, basic emotion, like, I don't know. But when you ignore that voice, usually you struggle with that voice by yourself. When that moment is over and it's too late, and that voice will not let you sleep, you know. And you wrestle with that voice all night. And when you, well, you know what I mean. But when you attain to that voice, it's like Pinocchio and uh, cricket. Some say it's a grasshopper. No, it's a cricket. I hope you don't mind me abandoning you. I want to go and terrorize a few people of faith. These Christians. I usually put the phone to grind. I do it for fun, not for any other reason. Study is something I just like doing. Give, kept in to the most high. I do want. I want